you tune into Rasar with me, Ankita Saxena. Well, JSW Steel has announced that it has entered into a strategic 50-50 joint venture partnership with Japan-based JFE Steel Corporation. Now, the equity value of the joint venture is estimated to be 31,500 crores. But to get to the contours of the deal, let me get on board Anurag Joshi, who's caught up with Jayant Acharya, who's the joint MD and CEO at JSW Steel, in an exclusive conversation to understand the synergies from this deal. Let's take a look.
So JSW Steel will be significantly strengthening its balance sheet. We expect about 37,250 crores of deleveraging gross number, and about 32,400 crores of cash coming in. It'll help us accelerate our growth path in terms of the direction which we have given you, 50 million tons by 2031, and we are looking beyond as to how we can fast track our capacity expansions in India, in our brownfield assets, and Odisha, which we are building up in a modular fashion.
Sure. And there will be a 32,000 crore non-debt cash infusion into JSW. How are you planning to use those funds, that cash flow coming into your balance sheet, and how does the deal generate that?
So it will be a combination of deleveraging and Capex in the near term. So that's something which we will work on and then finalize.
When are you confident of achieving all the regulatory clearances and setting up the joint venture with JFE for the transfer of Bhushan steel business?
So part of the transaction will get completed by March, we hope by March 26, subject to regulatory clearances from various authorities. Once the combination, the merger of PSL with JSW Steel is finalized, that may take a few more months. We expect to close that in the next financial year.
Right. And you're targeting a steelmaking capacity of 50 million tons a year. That is by FY31. How does this joint venture help in that objective? And is there a possibility you may, surpass your goal and achieve the target before FY31?
So the way I think we would like to look at it is that we are very excited about the opportunity which India offers. I think the Capex which the government of India is put in place in terms of growth every year over the last few years has been giving the necessary tailwind to the industry to be able to set up capacities to meet the demand. The additional story, I think, which is yet to play out and which is very positive is the consumption story. The GST reform which was undertaken has been a big benefit to the consumer. It has also been a big sentiment booster because cut in interest rate, cut in income tax, I think along with the GST benefit is all playing into a much bigger consumption story. That will play out both in urban and rural. We are also seeing the construction, the technologies are changing, so you will see more of mechanized constructions coming in, especially in urban. That will not only consume direct steel in terms of the construction, but it will also have more of equipments like where we will supply to the yellow goods. So we are seeing a good kind of a pathway ahead as India grows. I think it's a multi-decadal story which we see in India.
What are JSW Steel's Capex plans? And also, can you tell us more about the tie-up with POSCO? I mean, what are the goals there? What are you looking to achieve?
What are JSW's?
Yeah, goals in terms of the Capex plans.
So the Capex plans which we have already given you by as of end of September, we already have about 70,000 crores of Capex in place for 43 million tons of capacity which we have set out to put in place. That's already in the pipeline, 2 million tons in Vijayanagar by augmentation of the blast furnace and some debottlenecking, and another 5 million tons of capacity which is under construction in Dolvi. We expect to complete the Vijayanagar expansion by March 26 and the Dolvi expansion by September 2027. As far as our discussions with POSCO is concerned, I think we are in discussion. We are in the process of identifying the land, and the discussions around the joint venture agreement is on. So we should be able to finalize that soon.
So this will be in Odisha, right? The land acquisition.
Expected to be in Odisha.
In Odisha, yeah. Indian steelmakers have looked at global companies, acquiring global companies. Would JSW Steel also be open to that? What are your thoughts on that?
So, we are limiting our exposure to the overseas operations beyond what we have already done. Our focus will be on India. So we would like to fast track our investments in India and grow in India, where we see ample opportunity for the next decade or two.
Right. JSW Steel also has very ambitious deleveraging goals over there. How are you looking at this deal to help you achieve that goal in terms of the cash, the 32,000 crore cash which is coming into the balance sheet? How will you help use that to deleverage the balance sheet?
So as I mentioned, the total deleverage will be about 37,250 crores thereabouts on a gross basis, and cash of 32,300, 400 crores. We would use this in a mix of deleveraging and Capex. We would discuss exactly in terms of the contours and finalize that as we go along.
Right. In 2021, JSW acquired Bhushan Power Steel. It was a company in insolvency. It was on the verge of collapse. 2.75 million tons company, and today you've created a 4.5. Do you want to briefly talk about a journey? How did you achieve the 4.5 million ton capacity it is today?
So JSW Steel took over BPSL through an insolvency process, as you rightly said, in 2021. Over the last close to 5 years, we have put in a lot of effort to turn around that entity from a non-performing asset to a profitable one. We have employed about 25,000 people. It is vibrant in that ecosystem of Sambalpur, and we have been able to contribute 17,000 crores approximately to the exchequer. So it's been a very positive transformation, and we look forward now to adding more capacity in that location.
And well,
if you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.